Can you believe that? It just works now. 4,800 kilobytes. Let's just check you can hear me. It just works now. Brilliant. I'm not going to complain that it works. You know, I'm not down on the fact that it works. That's good, isn't it, that it works? But I had to turn it off and on again. That was just it. That's all that happened. I turned it off and on again, and now it works. You can hear me. That was just it. That's all that happened. I turned it off and on again, and now it works. You can hear me. That was just it. That's all that happened. I turned it off and on again, and now it works. We can hear the Nintendo Switch. That was just it. That's all that happened. I turned it off. It works. It works. We're here. It's coming up to 3 p.m. GMT. 3 in the afternoon. I was going to try and do this earlier, but as you saw, I was having problems. And the sun's shining a little bit. It's a bit slightly too hot to take a doggy on a walk, so I'm going to leave it an hour and a half, maybe. You know, do this, do my work, do our work together. Stream for a bit, hour and a half, 2 hours, then take the doggy for a walk, then hopefully get on later. I'll tell you what I've got as well. I've got some cool stuff. Look, cloud version demo, Plague Tale, that looks really interesting. Mudrunner, we've still yet to really dig into this. Rains Down Players, what's that? It only cost me a penny. It only cost me a penny. I wanted to talk about it because it only cost me a penny. This demo version, CL Fledger Daughter Raising Simulator, another demo for us to look at. I don't really fancy buying the whole game of that, but I thought it was interesting. We should take a look at it. And A Dark Room, got a really interesting story behind A Dark Room, which is that I looked at a review on the internet, on the old YouTubes, left a little comment, they replied to my comment, and I thought, all right, then I'll buy it and we'll talk about it. So what I've got to do is I've got to play it on stream with you, and then do a little edit, you know, talk, and then also contact the person who made the review and get their thoughts, and like try and get a little collab on the go. They don't know about this yet. They don't know about it yet. They're probably a bigger channel than me, aren't they, really? Everyone's a bigger channel than me, but, they're not one of the huge YouTubers, so I thought they might be into doing a little collab, talk about A Dark Room together, maybe a little chat. That's all got to come after Firewatch. We've got to do Firewatch first, haven't we? Last night as well, the Casebook of Arcady Smith, what's that? Well, it looked interesting, it was really quite cheap, and The Way, remastered, so it's not new, but again, I got it for like $2, so I'm spending your Patreon money really wisely, I'm really careful about it. This is my Nintendo Switch, and we are playing Firewatch. Let's close YouTube. That's what we're doing today. But I also prepared, we were talking, so let's let this load up, and I will also show you the web browser. Where are we? Firefox, I need to do a new tab. I won't bother, I'll just tell you what it is, because it's just faffing me about. And also I need to do the big face and the... Where's the clapperboard? Do you know what? You'd love this. Have I got the chat? Where's my chat? I've got chat there. Where's my chat window? Chat window. Yeah, it should be on screen, shouldn't it? Chat is popped. Chat window capture. Chat. Yeah, it's on screen. That is on screen. Okay, got you. And what am I missing from this image? Oh, I'm doing big face, that's why. Okay. Nintendo Switch. There we go. So, I was looking for the clapperboard, and it is here. It's just underneath a book and a hat. Like Asmongold with all the mess. You ready for this? This is just for me in the edit. See if we're getting things in sync, because I keep messing with the settings, keep trying to get them in sync. And this is what I was going to say. So, look, that's that book. Ooh, Noam Chomsky. Ooh, Noam Chomsky Media Control. Why has it got a little marker, like a little bookmark at a certain page? Who can be against... where should I start on this page? I marked it. I should know what's going on. It's talking about support the troops. What does it mean if someone asks you, do you support the troops? It's about the same as asking, do you support the people in Iowa? Can you say, yes, I support them, or no, I don't support them? It's not even a question. It doesn't mean anything. That's the point. The point of public relations slogans like support the troops is that they don't mean anything. They mean as much as whether you support the people in Iowa. Of course, there was an issue. The issue was, do you support our policy of war? But you don't want people to think about that issue. The whole point of propaganda, good propaganda, is you create a slogan nobody can be against. support the troops. Everyone supports the troops. Not the war itself, but the troops. A slogan everyone's going to be for. No one really knows what it means because it doesn't mean anything. What do you do when you support the troops? Do you make them dinner? Do you comb their hair? Do you send them nice messages? Or do you just hold up a sign that says support the troops at a political rally? Or do you post it on Facebook, support the troops? Does that actively support them physically at all? I don't know. I'm putting my own words in there. It's not just from the book. And why am I saying this stuff about these political slogans? Do you support our policy? That's the one thing you're not allowed to talk about. So you have people arguing about supporting the troops. Of course, I don't not support them. Then you've won. That's like Americanism and harmony. We're all together, empty slogans. Let's join in. Let's make sure we don't have these bad people around to disrupt our harmony with their talk about class struggle, rights, and that sort of business. So that's just a little sample from Noam Chomsky, just to brighten your day, brighten your morning. Welcome to the show. And the reason I've got that is because I was going to do a bit about the England football team and racism. I prepared it all for yesterday, so we'll have to look at it later on tonight because I'm going to get straight in with Firewatch. But I just wanted to let you know that, you know, on your behalf with your Patreon money, I'm doing more than just sitting on my backside. I haven't been on because I've been editing and uploading, and then that's prevented the computer from working for us to stream. So now we're on. I wanted to do the thing about racism, but I don't. It's the first thing of the day. We're going to start off with the old Firewatch. We're going to get into that. I've been looking forward to getting on. It's been 6 minutes. I haven't even started the game. Come on, Scotty. Come on, Scotty. Where are we now? Nintendo Switch. I've been looking forward to getting back into this. I wanted to push the story on and thinking about it. I'm not going to talk over all my old ideas again. If you want to think about the art ideas that we've been talking about, I am going to quickly, briefly. An American male's place in an ever-changing society. Concepts of loss and confusion. Are they based around dementia and the loss of a loved one, as the plot has directly pointed us toward? Or is this person having, or allegorically, metaphorically, you know, do they represent a bigger issue of the male's place in America from the 80s to present day, and the ever confusing, you know, the way that women's rights, equality, you know, what is a man's role, those sort of questions. And that's all going to come up in the art review at the end, which I am writing as a script, and I'm going to just read it into a microphone and then take the footage from our playthrough and put it over the top, and it's going to be one of those sort of videos, like a video essay. A bit like H Bomber Guy, because I love him. I'll tell you who else I love. Spread some positivity. I love ContraPoints. Just jerked my neck then when I said that. Ow. Creaked my neck saying ContraPoints.
Nice afternoon.
Oh, hello. This is day 9. All of a sudden, what am I doing here? Now, I did check my last playthrough before I'd started this, and
Look, I called with...
we're going to restart the day, because I'm sure that we saved at the start point of a day. So I don't know why it's suddenly out in the open. I don't remember why I'm suddenly out in the open. Let's see. If it restarts us and puts us straight out in the open, it's because day 9, boom, we're out in the open. Series of vignettes, isn't it? because I don't know what I've been thinking or doing. There it is. I'm looking at the sunset. Yeah. Well, I was...
Hardy har. Ugh, I'm finally paying for all those years of giving my bosses attitude. Look.
I just wanted to pause it again. I had these thoughts before. I can't help but pause it, can I, and talk. I mean, this is unseen to me. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, I've seen this, I know what's going to happen. Bear in mind, it's unseen to me. I'm wondering, is Julia, the person on the radio, is she the one doing this bad stuff to me? Is she the one drinking? And she said she was drunk, didn't she, on the first day? On the very first day on the radio, she was like mean to me. And then the next day she said, oh, sorry about that, I was a bit drunk. Is she wandering around being drunk? I've already seen there's a cable car connecting our two areas that she could probably hop across, only in emergencies. Is she the one that's doing this to us?
I called with bad news.
Uh-oh, is there something wrong? I bet my wife's died in the game.
2 young women, Chelsea Stevens and Lily McLean, were reported missing. They've got parents out in California who haven't heard from them in a week.
Uh-oh. Right, that's Chelsea, and they're the girls that I was looking for and chasing around the woods. In the game, I just quickly, briefly, in case you haven't, I shouldn't keep going over the plot, you can watch the old videos. But I went to a fire by a lake, they were letting off fireworks, and I said, stop letting off the fireworks, the campfire's bad, can you sort yourselves out? And they were on the lake skinny dipping, and they were like, you're a creep, what are you doing perving on us? And then they went to their tents, and later on, I went to their tents and they'd all been ripped up and they'd left a note saying, we've gone, you're a creep, stop creeping us out, we're leaving, essentially. I think that's the general cause. So now they're missing.
They were supposed
and people go missing around here all the time. Previous Firewatch wardens have gone missing and no one's gone out looking for them or found them. So it is a bit creepy.
to meet an aunt down in Cody. If they're the girls from last week, then you're probably the last person to have seen them.
Right, that's a problem as well, because if I'm the last person to see them, I don't know if you know this, but when you're a murder detective, if you're a murder police, then the first port of call for, what you want to find out on your murder investigation is who saw them last, because quite often that's the person that did the killing. I mean, it is, isn't it? Because the last person to have seen them, if they got murdered, was the person that, do you know what I mean? Logically. So if you can find out the last person to have seen them and there's one more link is, they're saying, I didn't do it, but somebody else did it. Well, you show me who else saw them because they're the one that did it. And if not, it might be you. So now I'm the chief suspect. And I know I didn't do it. Do I? I've had 9 days blackout. 9 days blackout. Did I do it? Am I drinking and confused?
You should tell whoever that I'm happy to be questioned.
Yeah, come forward straight away.
Look, it's not going to be an issue. I mean, if they turn up dead, then maybe. Should I just not say anything and save us the trouble?
It's not going to be an issue. I'll tell you something else as well. I mean, I'm sorry that I keep pausing it. If you hate it, tell me in chat, but I like listening to me speak. Right, so it's not going to be a problem. 2 girls have gone missing. I've seen them a number of days ago, like a week ago, and the last contact I had with them or any situation was their stuff got all torn up. It wasn't me. Someone's doing that same stuff to me. Someone's smashing my stuff up. It's not a problem. It is a problem. I tell you what, Julia on the radio, it is a chuffing problem. Right? It is a chuffing problem. I'm not happy with it. I want somebody out here now. There's a fence down the road. I forgot to mention that. Someone's fenced off an area and we're not allowed to go there. And I was thinking about that. There's these 2 other wardens that apparently previous occupants of towers from previous years, and they were talking about my tower, and the person that in my tower is talking to themselves. I don't even know if they're still here, previous occupants. Maybe they're still here, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm the one that's talking to myself, and I am at the moment. And they were leaving these notes to each other, and they were talking about, one of them went on a date with Debbie, and they were saying, I'm going to meet Deb, and I was thinking that's probably another warden or something, but now I've thought about it, who's going on a date in the woods? There's no one around. There's only the other fire towers, and they spelled Debbie in capital letters, and then at the bottom, Deb, capital letters. I think that means something else. I think that's like a code for, a cheeky way of saying I'm going to go and do something. Like if I was going to go and go to the pub, I might say I've got a date with the the squirrel, because the squirrel's the name of the pub up the road, and I might say, I've got a date with the squirrel. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to go to the pub. So I think in that way, I think they've there's something there as well. All my paranoias and all of my ping senses, my hypervigilance is up with this game. My hackles are up.
I think it's worth mentioning something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep it vague. I really don't want to talk to the cops.
There's something as well, isn't there? Like, all this is going through my head quickly I have to pause it, because otherwise I'd never be able to get it out before the next word came. But she's done something. She said at the start, people come up here to escape, get away. Why does she not want to speak to the cops? She really doesn't want to speak to the cops. She's done something. Is she a murderer? Is she doing all this?
Me neither.
Me neither.
All right,
I don't
Henry,
mind.
thanks. Enjoy the sunset.
What a day that was, day 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Another week has gone by now. All I've done is nothing. I don't know. I blanked it out. I've blanked it out. I was going to do Firewatch, like really calm, really talking out in the woods, really calm, talking out in the woods, ASMR-ish. But no, it's me yelling. It's the daytime, and it's turned dark anyway, hasn't it? The game has turned dark. Now the missing
Henry?
people. Yeah, Henry.
Henry, wake up.
That's me. That's me.
Get out of bed and pick up the radio.
All right, it's dark though. We don't usually get up this early, do we, Delilah? We usually get up about sun morning, sun up. See, I'm so confused because it's tired. I'm tired.
What do you want?
Hey, you big dumb idiot.
Is she drunk?
Hi, Jules.
Oh, you sound tired.
That's a different voice.
I am.
Are you having a nice time?
Did you hear that? That's not her American tone. Are you having a nice time? It's almost Australian. Like my wife. This is beyond. This is spooky.
I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, I'll let you get back to sleep then.
That's my wife.
Okay, Jules.
Delilah seems nice.
See, she's talking about Delilah. He's talking to his wife, not the woman in the other tower. What the chuff? You see?
Sure.
Bye,
Hello,
baby.
Snips. He's gone off the radio. Now, the thing with that though, if that was a dream, right? If that was a dream, then the call to get out of bed, the call to pick up the radio. Oh, do you know what I should have done? I should have checked some other things like books and items. I still can if I'm still in the dream. But if it was a dream, then you'd think that those processes wouldn't go as smoothly. There'd be some changing, it seemed really realistic for a dream. And in a dream, the pressing of the button, the going through, okay, I've been doing that a lot, so maybe it would filter into my dreams. But the pressing of the physical control, maybe, if you wake up and you start to do physical things, you wake up, I don't know, We don't even care to tell their parents what happened to their tent. We're not even bothered to tell the police, oh, put this in your missing persons report because it could be helpful. Like, not even bothered with that. And now she's on about biologists and everyone needing food. What are you on about? What are you on about up your tower, Delilah? What are you on about? There's no one out here needing food. I've not met any biologists. Biologists? What's she on about?
Should be loads of good stuff, though. Beans, prunes, jerky. My sister eats 6 prunes a day. 6. She's, really precise about it. She'd be great at this job if she didn't need wheelbarrows full of marijuana to function.
Wheelbarrows full of marijuana to function.
So, 2 weeks ago, you called me in the middle of the night?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Sleeping, I guess, and all I heard was the name Jules through the mumbles. I just thought it was so sweet. I wanted to wake you up, but then I thought maybe you were having a nice conversation and I'd just be spoiling it. I hope you're doing okay, when it comes to her.
I shouldn't be out here.
Yes, you should.
No, I just ran away from my problems.
No, you didn't. We all fuck up. Look. So, a couple of months before I took this job, I was with this guy.
So we're about to find out some of her backstory, but we didn't get through there. She was just like, oh, so I definitely called her in the night, so I was definitely dreaming, according to her. There's no factual evidence, according to her. She's just a voice. I'm listening to voices on my radio in my dreams. The voice of my dead wife. Not dead, she's in Australia. But at the same time, I'm accepting that the day-to-day voices that I'm hearing on the radio are absolutely, definitely, never met the woman, but she's definitely there. She's real. I'm not questioning my own sanity at all, am I?
Javier. He's incredible, caring, sexy as hell. He was a driller down in Casper. We dated for almost 5 years. I was working with the Wyoming Outdoor Leadership School, and I was obsessed with it. I wanted to be an instructor so badly. And I was sure I was going to marry Javier as soon as I could be bothered. Walls was also a good excuse to get out of town, drink whiskey in the mountains, cut loose. Then, Javier's brother got killed working in Gillette, and for some reason, I didn't come home. Javier said it was fine. He'd go to the funeral, take care of his mom, stuff like that. It'd be easier solo. When he came back, he left me. I came out here. I lied and told my sister he fucked our neighbor. So, I lied to you. I came out here with a broken heart just like you.
Well, that's sad, isn't it? Interesting that she described Javier. I have to just relate this to our thoughts about America, male roles, women's roles and stuff like that. Javier is not a traditional American name, is it? Not like Henry or Hank. Javier is a bit more exotic, but he was doing a driller. I assume this is like some sort of, I'm not an expert, but I assume this is some sort of manual labour job. He's like Henry and Hank. He's, tough man, traditional man. And he had to deal with some sadness, some tragedy in his life. And that was the cause for them to split, is her inability to, her not even being there with him. He told her not to, strong silent type. Told her, don't worry, I'll just deal with this. But it destroyed their relationship, she thinks. And she couldn't admit to that as well. She didn't want to admit to that it was the divide between them, the space between them, not literal physical, but mental, emotional, his inability to open up to her that led to this failing relationship. She didn't want to admit to that. She would rather that he, did something more, I don't want to say traditional, more, but in the same way, if we're going to say traditional men aren't going to adhere to these roles anymore. They don't have to be strong, silent types. They don't have to do labour jobs. You don't have to be big and strong to be a man. Like, male identity is different from those traditional ideas. Then we should also say that men don't have to be Lotharios. They don't have to be. We don't have to think of all men are bastards, or all men just want to chase women for sex. Or if we're going to abandon certain old ideas, maybe we should abandon all old ideas. And her inability to face up to this is just my off the top of my head thoughts as well. I'm going to think about this later on the dog walk, really. But her inability to, even to her sister, to acknowledge the truth and instead to fall back on those old ideas is interesting, isn't it? I don't know where it works in the whole blend of things. It sometimes feels in this game, because I've been thinking about it a lot, it sometimes feels like I'm doing one thing, like playing a sort of detective-y horror thing, and then at other times it feels this. I think this is where Nigel was critiquing the writing, the exposition of the writing, the telling you things you need to know sort of aspect, is that other times it seems like all of a sudden we're just getting given this, right now understand this, and it's different. It's like Julia's emotional backstory, feelings about dementia, looking for some naked girls in the woods and their tent being all torn up. There's like a separation between these ideas, and they're given to you in these separate bursts, aren't they?
I figured you've told me so much about you, so, there's something about me. We both fucked up.
She considers that to be her. I mean, I can't radio this in and tell her you didn't fuck up. What's that about? She considers that to be her fault. I don't have to keep pausing it, do I? I can just walk around in the woods. She considers that to be her fault. It's not her fault. He told her that he didn't want her to be there, so she followed his lead. Lead? Am I talking about these roles again? Who leads who in a modern American relationship? But she did what he asked to not come back. But she considers it a failing on her part. I think it's up here, isn't it? I think I've opened that cache before, haven't I? Let me just have a look on my map. Just going to look at the cache anyway. I think I'm climbing up there. I'm pretty sure I'm climbing up there. Where the old map and then up to the... Yeah, because we went there the other day. No, I know where I'm going. I just want to have a look to see if anything's changed here, though. No. Claw. I talked about the claw. Oh, it's a question mark on the claw. You don't know if it's a claw. I'm interested in that. The fire herb in the photo thing. I'm interested in that. I don't know what that's indicative of. Right, let's get up here then. Go on. Why to climb?
Nope.
He's doing those noises, not me. Old Hank. That tired me out, but it didn't really. Just come on, why to climb? Back up here with the dead man's hanging bag. This is where I found that backpack, isn't it? That was left behind by somebody who went missing in the woods. That's gone. That's gone. on next week instead of, someone's gone missing, or you just don't know. There's this constant presence, even though they're not physically present. It's weird. Interesting. Oh, hello, look! Food for the other lookout. Food for two forks. Food for other lookout. Now, which one was she? Was she Spruce or Moss Peak? I need to... Should I take my own, or am I delivering hers? Should I just take my own and just see what happens?
Alright, I got everything I need out of here. Time to chow down.
Just yours, right?
Who do you think I am?
Day 64! What's going on? Day 64? How can that have, Day 64? No problem. Yeah, I'm doing it in the middle of the day now, and it's not the middle of the day for you, is it? In America, it's not the middle of the day. It's worky time. So sorry about that. It's worky time for me as well. Here I am doing it the worky time.
You've got a front row seat for what might be the biggest fire of the year.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really going.
Pausing that. I'll keep talking as if you're here. We've gone just chunks of day there. I don't know what the issue is with the food. I don't know whether I was supposed to, what happened? Did I even close the box and lock it? Doesn't seem to have mattered. Now all of a sudden we've been there for months and there's a fire. We're thrown in at the deep
I'm
end
gonna call
now.
it in. They'll send in a hotshot crew for some suppression, but I bet we'll be stuck with her for the rest of the summer. And she doesn't have a name yet. I usually think of something funny or something practical or a little risque when coming up with them.
She actually sounds a little bit drunk or a little bit tired there. And the idea that we're going to give the fire a name and it's going to be a feminine name is probably put up there. Yeah, we do that with natural disasters and things, don't we? There is a naming of them. I don't know if they always have to be feminine. And it's interesting that she said other people are going to come in and deal with it. You do learn a bit about forest fires. I know this is a silly thing to say, but you learn a little bit about forest fires in this game. Fire thing, the Osborne fire wheel that we have in the cabin. That's a real thing. There's a few things here that are educational that are supposed to be for that, like a little bit of ecological information. But it's not really a game about that.
But why don't you do the honors?
I'm going to call it. I was going to say Julia, but I can't for some reason.
So
Julia.
no
So it's going to
ideas,
have to be
huh?
Delilah.
Delilah's a nice name.
No, you big dummy.
I was kidding.
Now they're flirting with each other.
No, you were not. You're sweet, but we can't call it the Delilah fire.
Okay, what then?
How about my middle name, June?
That would be
June
confusing.
fire. Even though it's July.
July. I was going to say, yeah.
I like it.
I don't. I think it's confusing.
So there's this creek down the hill, and you know what my favorite thing to do is?
What's that?
I love to take a bottle of whatever I have on hand, plunge it deep into the water, and let it chill in there all day. Then, on nights like tonight, when it is so disgustingly hot, I have something nice and cool to drink.
It's weird. She's now just breaking out into sort of strangeness. And the fact that she says she likes to go creeping around in the night, doing things in the creek. I wouldn't be creeping around in the middle of the night, fetching bottles of water out of a creek. And the fact that she's doing it, I'm sus of her
I learned
already.
that from my sister in Santa Fe. She'd do that with a bottle of tequila near her house and make margaritas the size of your head. You'd like it there.
I've had one too many bad experiences with tequila. A little reticent to try it again.
Well, maybe you just need a new, good experience with it.
No, she's promoting alcohol.
Yeah, maybe.
Are you looking at the fire?
Like if you're struggling
Yeah.
with mental health issues, if you're struggling with loss, grief, anything like that, alcohol's not going to help you to get your life together. It's not going to help you to feel good. It's not going to help you to blank things out. It's not going to help you to anything. It's not going to help you. It's going to make you feel more anxious. It's going to make you feel more stressed. It's going to make you have more problems that you then have to deal with. It's a real problem, and yet it's so abundant in society. It's strange, but I just wanted to make that point clear, really clear there, really clear.
I am.
I love how they look at night. During the day, it's just smoke, but when the sun is down, you can just get lost.
Interesting, we're not actually doing anything about this fire as well, are we? It's there, we're going to call the people in, but we're not out there with extinguishers, we're not even going out there with a bucket of water or nothing. Just have a watch of it, just enjoy it. And something else I wanted to point out, this has baffled me, but I was thinking about this last night, just popped into my head now again, is everything's made of wood. We're out there to stop the fires. We're the fire service. We've built our houses out of wood. They're on metal sticks, baby, but they're wooden. We've got wood boxes with our food in it. They're wood. All the caches, the supply drops, that's all wood. The ropes would burn. That little log that you went across to get from the place A to place B to get to the food, that's burned. If there was a forest fire, none of our stuff would help us. It would all be burned to a cinder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Why do you say that?
Because I do. I'm not crazy. I mean, we've had such a good time, right?
I don't know, because the last 30, 60 days have just passed by without me being part of the story. So I don't know if we've had a good time. I don't know how Henry Hank is feeling about Delilah. They're certainly promoting and pushing this... what am I trying to say now? They're trying to push a sort of flirty, coupley, flirty thing here. But my character Henry Hank is his wife's got dementia in Australia. He's not looking for a new relationship. He's not even in a place where he's ready to have one. He's 30 days into his breakdown, isn't he? So I don't want to flirt and date and mess about, and certainly not with someone who's drinking and confusing and mean. And then also, I've never even met Delilah. I've never even seen her. So I agree that you can, have a wonderful relationship with someone based on their personality. I agree with that. But if there is to be a sort of sexual aspect to it, if there's to be a, permanent life partner sexual aspect to it, then you need to have that spark of, ooh, I fancy you. And there's no shame in the fact that some people just do or don't do it for you. Like, their personality might be perfect, so you can be a really good friend with someone who has, you can have a really good relationship with someone. But if you don't want to bite them and get in there and woo, let's do the, then you don't, and that's that. So I don't know what she looks like. She doesn't know what I look like. We don't know if that's going to work. Why don't we meet each other first before we start getting on to this silly flirty business? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you. Not in the same way.
I don't talk to any of the other lookouts. I never have, which I find very strange.
And I know you're not really available, but I want you to know, well, maybe it'd be nice to get together at the end of the summer.
At this point, I would say to her, look, you're getting a bit ahead of yourself here. You've never really met me. I've only described myself over the radio. It's been about 30 days. You're lonely. You're isolated. I'm the only person you've got close. You're doing that thing that I said about in the first episode where, everything that's good in the world that you want could apply to me. And until I let myself down, it does. So you just take a step back here, calm your roll, slow your roll, stop drinking so heavy. Maybe I'm not your perfect fella. Maybe it's not going to work. We can meet by all means, but don't come preloaded with romantic expectations, because until you've even met me and we've been in the same room, it ain't, there's no guarantees on that. No guarantees. And it's unfair for Henry to have to go into a situation where someone's like sort of pulling those strings, because he's just having a breakdown because his wife's got dementia.
Look, we don't have to plan or even talk about it. I'm just having the thought.
Yeah, well, keep your thoughts to yourself and think them through before you say them out loud, eh?
Wish I was over there.
No.
It'd be nice to be near somebody.
Yeah, all right. So you're feeling horny now, great.
Without these radios,
I just get this cloying feeling here that she wants something from me that I'm not prepared to give up just as easy. which is wow, mind blown. Big face. Me, the male protagonist, me, the man in real life playing the game, is being accosted and pestered by a female who has been aggressive, is now being sexually aggressive. I don't mean aggressive in the way that I mean like punching and rowing and shouting. Oh, please don't knock the microphone, it makes an awful bump. What I mean by aggressive is proactive, you know, making an action deliberately, saying the thoughts, not just thinking them. That kind of, it's still aggression in psychological terms, you know, being proactive in that way. So I'm now the man being proactively sexually, you know, encountering this sexual aggression from a female. It's not high, you know, sharp focus sexual aggression, but it's the leading toward that. And I know what the vibe is. She knows what the vibe is. I don't feel comfortable with it because of my character, because of his role. Me personally, Scotty Hottie doesn't feel comfortable with this kind of like thing. Back when I was drinking, back when I was running a hair salon, back when I was like, you know, hedonistic party mode, maybe I'd have felt much more comfortable with that. But in terms of an adult who's looking for a long-term, serious, stable relationship with someone who they identify with, they care about, the same sort of thing as Henry has just lost with Julia, his wife who's got dementia. This sort of drunken come on doesn't do it for me. I've been there, done that. I'm grown up now. So I'm looking for something else, something more. And if that's where you're coming from, then it's not for me. So thanks, but no thanks is my response to that. But isn't it interesting, like I said, that we're being put in this position as the man? Because that was supposed to be the traditional realm of the woman. You know, the man does the, hey, why don't I come around? Why don't you come over to my tower? Hey, baby, I'm coming over to your tower. We can leave the... Oh, we've got to do this now. We've got to do this now. I'm going to have to leave the door open for a second. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. It doesn't fit in anywhere, but we'll do it here, and you're going to love it. New tab. Because I've always wanted to do this for weeks and weeks, and I've kept forgetting about it. Google, leave. Come on, keyboard. The stupid keyboard turns itself off. Leave the door open. Lyrics. So, this is a song. Who's this by? Bruno Mars Anderson. See, let me get this working for you. Web browser. There we go. Leave the door open. This song's by Bruno Mars, Anderson, Park, Silk Sonic. Silk Sonic is the way I've heard it on the radio. Silk Sonic. Yeah, I'm not going to play it because DMC. I'm not even going to do a little clip of it because even though that would be fair use because we're about to talk about it, DMC. You know, you get copyright strikes. A good example is our playthrough of Chuffing Earthbound that I wanted to do. Is getting copyright strikes from Sony because they own the music. They released a CD of the music from Earthbound. Anyway, silly. YouTube, you get the gist. I'm not playing this song, am I? Not. I'll do a tiny segment if I can. Leave the... Just like that. What I want to tell you about here. This song is all about being like sexy, having all the best stuff. It's all about... I mean, is it a comedy song or is it supposed to be for real? That's what I need to know. Is it a comedy song or is it supposed to be for real? If I press images, you know, they're here taking it relatively serious, aren't they? There's them playing in the band. They look relatively serious. I don't know, is it a comedy song or is it real? Because say baby, say baby, say baby. What you doing? What you doing? Where you at? Where you at? That means where are you? Oh, you've got plan. Oh, you got plans means oh, have you got plans? Are you busy? Which is what we've already asked. You got plans is the sort. These brackets are the backing singers. So he goes, oh, you got plans. You got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. Like they sing back like a little. Don't say that. Shut yo trap. Shut yo trap. I'm sorry, what? Shut yo trap. So if I'm going to chat to a lady, if I'm looking to invite a lady around my house, that's the general gist of this song. I've got a nice house. It's all lovely. I've got all the good stuff. Why don't you come around and enjoy it with me? And come around and enjoy some luxury with me, baby. It's a bit of a Barry White sort of thing, you know. Ooh, I got the sheets. Why don't you come and join me on the sheets? You know, that sort of vibe. So if I'm going to invite a nice lady around, and I'm asking her if you're busy, and she says I might be a bit busy, and I tell her, shut up. Shut up, you. Shut your trap. I mean, it might rhyme with don't say that. And I think some of these lyrics, they've gone for the rhyming. You know when someone's not very good at writing lyrics? You know when they're not really a poet, and they think that rhyming is... And they don't understand the concepts about surrounding rhyming, that rhymes don't have to be one-for-one, literal, like, trap. And that it doesn't even fit this one-to-one literal. That would have to be hat or cat or mat, wouldn't it? For some really simplistic rhyming that people like to do. But in fairness, trap and that aren't the same. It's the that rhymes. And you could say that and this rhyme, but they rhyme in a different way. And you say, no, they don't rhyme. The ends of the words aren't the same. Yeah, but that's not the only way to rhyme. Mind blown there for some people, but you can rhyme in different ways. There are different forms of facilitating similarities between words in the context and flow of poetry. So I'm not even starting on that, but most of this is that easy form of, you know, of lyrical writing. Like, but some of it's really bad. That what you're doing, that's just a repeat. Where you at, that's a repeat. You got plans. Don't say that. It doesn't say don't say that. It says shut your trap. So they wanted to make that one stand out. I mean, is that supposed to be encouraging to the ladies? Shut your trap. Shut up, you. Or is it a comedy song? I don't know. I'm sipping wine. Again, this means I have to translate these things because every single chuffing sentence is like slur words and half words instead of just saying the things they want to say. And if I was going to approach a lady, I'd say things in a nice, straightforward. I'm not going to use all this like weird lingo. A lot of the kids in my country, in the UK, they speak a kind of bastardised Jamaican patois, and that's because we had a lot of Jamaican culture in our country, in places like Brixton, and it became the popular sort of culture on the underground for things like drum and bass and garage music and stuff like that. There was a lot of Jamaican reggae crossover, and then the sort of drug dealers and the hard men and the bad men, bad man, and bad man, all them people, those people, they liked the Jamaican drug culture, so they took a bit of it. And then you get sort of white middle class kids in Stratford-upon-Avon talking like them a bad man, because they don't understand where that has come from, how it's worked through the society. They don't know where it's, but that's their thinking it's cool, innit? A bit like the Phase crew, they all speak in that kind of way, innit, man? I shouldn't be naming and shaming, but you know what I mean. People talk in this way because they think it's cool. So what he means to say here is, I'm drinking some wine, but he says, I'm sipping wine, because he thinks he's so chuffing cool. Sipping wine, without a G. Sipping. Even the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, can't pronounce her G's for some reason. I don't know if it's something to do with cocaine or not, but I'm sipping wine. Sip, sip. Sip, sip. Now that's silly, isn't it? That's the sort of thing that you might... Again, is this a comedy song? Sip, sip. That's the sort of thing that you might say to a kid with their little sippy cup. Sip in your little sippy cup. Sip, sip. I'm sipping wine. Sip, sip. I mean, that's going to bring the girls in, isn't it? Acting like a baby. I'm in a robe. Not I'm in a robe, sorry. In a robe. So this is following on from sipping wine. It's supposed to be one sentence, but they're breaking it up. In a robe. Anyway, the implication there is that I'm not fully dressed. I'm just in a robe. I don't know why that... Is that supposed to show affluence, that you don't so rich you don't have to get dressed? That's a hangover from the Playboy era, isn't it? From Hugh Hefner's concept of sexual prowess, always in a robe, never gets dressed. So this is dated sexual what's the word? Misogyny, that's the word. In a robe, that's the implication there. Even though they don't realise it, the people who've written this, they don't realise they're writing misogynistic lyrics. That's misogyny. I look too good. look too good. For what? What do you mean look too good? How can you look too good? I mean, that's vanity, isn't it? Just disgusting vanity. So it's not a good look to be vain. So the irony there is you don't look good. You look a bit creepy. To be alone. Oh, I see. So you're too beautiful to be on your own. Well, it turns out your personality's got a lot to do with that. So no wonder. We get onto the... There's even... Oh, this gets worse. Wait till you hear me. Wait till you hear me. My house clean. But I can't pronounce... My house clean, my sentence bad. Now, you're supposed to be a lyricist. My house clean. My house is clean. Missing words, just like because you're an idiot, make you sound stupid. House clean. And why is your house clean? Maybe. Is it you doing all the cleaning? Are you suggesting here, why don't you come over to me and my house? Because I'm a bit OCD. I like to keep things clean. Or are you saying that you should come over to my house? Don't worry, it is clean. Because that's the standard. If you come into my house will be clean. I'm not just going to leave all the rubbish everywhere if someone's coming. My pool warm. Again, we've got this... My pool is warm. Maybe you pee in it. I don't know. You've got a pool, though, showing off now. And it's warm. Fair enough. Just shaved. What? I've just shaved my face. Just shaved. So that's another... come over, I look good, isn't it? It's vanity again. Smooth like a newborn. So you're saying that your face is like a baby's. That's a bit... The microphone, I hate it when I hit the microphone. You're saying that your face is like a baby's face. So that's a bit creepy, isn't it, really? Thinking about... we've gone through 2 verses. This is like third verse. I don't know if it's a verse or whatever. It might be a bridge. We've got there. And it's all about getting this sexy girl over so we can sex her up, and I'm going to be sexy and I'm doing my sexy. And all of a sudden, kids have popped into my thought, like, what the chuff? Is that what you're doing when you sit there writing your lyrics, thinking about sex and children? It's a bit weird, isn't it? We should be dancing. Well, then we can go out to dance, can't we? You don't really mean that, do you? You want them coming over for the sexy time, really. We should be dancing, romancing. I mean, that just rhymes, doesn't it? Dancing rhymes with romancing. It's been in loads of songs. It's not good lyrics. It's cheap and cheerful. Not even cheerful. In the East Wing, we should be dancing, romancing in the East Wing. It's not a good rhyme, is it? You're going for those, like, ing rhymes, but wing has fewer, like, syllables. So, dancing, romancing, da-da-dan-dan would have gone, like, you've gone dancing, 1, 2, romancing, 3. So maybe the next one could be 4, or back to 2. But in the East Wing, in the East Wing, in the East Wing. Maybe that is 4. Maybe they've tried for that. But the second word, the final word that rhymes, wing, is just a 1-syllable word. When actually I think it should have been a 4-syllable word ending in ing, to be clever. And the West Wing of this mansion, what's happening? Without a G. Don't you know what's happening? What's happening is you're doing all the creepy talk, and now you've got, like, wings of your mansion, so you're basically implying you're rich. Come over because I'm rich. We should be getting up to some nookie in my house. I don't know, you seem you should have more depth than that, shouldn't you? I'm rich, I've shaved my face, come over. It's not doing it. I ain't playing games. Every word I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay in these arms, they're just, I'll tell you what you could do there, is you could take all the words from all the other pop songs in history, put them into an AI and say, churn me out some sentences. No, they are. There they are. There's nothing original or interesting about those words. Where's the good bit? Where's the good bit? The chorus, I'ma leave the door open. Again, I'ma isn't a word, doesn't mean anything. I'm going to leave the door open. The principle there, the idea is I'm gonna be passive and you can come in if you want. Because I'm so good I don't even have to chase you. But the concept of this song, all the last 4 verses and third verse, they're all about chasing. Oh, I'm so good. Oh, listen to me. Oh, all that verbal chasing. has led to, oh, I don't have to do anything. I'm so laid back. They come to me. Don't be silly, mate. Don't be silly. I'm going to leave the door open. You've done all that chasing. You're so desperate. I'm not even going to mention about, how foolish it is to leave the doors open. But not even going to mention that. What I really want to do, I'm going to skip over so tight I won't bite unless you like. What a terrible series of, you could have written that on paper and looked at it and thought, definitely not. But instead you thought, oh, no, I like that bit. That's a good bit. Oh, you're so sweet, so sweet. So tight, so tight. I won't bite, unless you like. Unless you like. So it's like a little bit creepy, a little bit sexually aggressive. I'm not going to question the relevance of tight on Twitter. You can do that in your own brain. But again, we talked about children in a sexual context already in this song, didn't we? When we said smooth just like a newborn. And now we're talking about being so tight, a girl coming around and being so tight. So it's a bit creepy. It's very R. Kelly, isn't it? Very R. Kelly. Very R. Kelly. And we're appealing to, obviously, young girls because we're appealing to affluence, vanity, vapid. We're not appealing to come round and we can discuss Kafka, or come round and I've cooked you a really nice vegan meal, and do you know what I mean? We're not looking at adult themes. We're like, come round, I'm naked, get in the pool. Like, it's very naive and childish, isn't it? Childish and sexual. If you smoke, this is the one I wanted to do. This is my favourite. If you smoke, what you smoke? I got the haze, purple haze. So now we're directly talking about cannabis. Something I'm not allowed to do on my Twitch stream. I'm just going to say that. That's, I'm referring to these lyrics. I'm not going to refer to it any further because Twitch stream, I'm not allowed to do it. But they're allowed to do it, and it's on my Chuffing Radio, on Radio 2. And if you're hungry, girl, I got fillets. Now, you know what? When I heard this, I heard, if you're hungry, girl, I got the lays. And I thought that it was clever because I thought that they were comparing, lays are crisps in America, aren't they? Lays are crisps. But also you get laid, don't you? So it's 2 in 1 there. Words meaning 2 things. That's clever when you're writing poetry and lyrics. Well, it's, at least basic, isn't it? At least basic. So I thought that's what they'd said. And I thought it's clever in one aspect, but silly in another, because having the lays isn't affluent or luxurious. It's quite childish. And same with the smoke. You got purple haze. Well done. Like, if you're a multimillionaire, why have you got some cheap 70s weed? Like, why haven't you got some top dollar stuff? But no, it rhymes, doesn't it, with itself, haze and haze. But the desperation to concoct a rhyme here is we're rhyming haze with fillets. I don't know what they are fillets of. And in England, we don't say that. We say fillets. But if you're hungry, I got fillets. There's your lyrics. Woohoo. Didn't even bother, just woohoo with that. Hey girl, if you're hungry, I got fillets. Fillets. The word fillet shouldn't really come into a love song, a sexy song, should it? Fillets. Shouldn't really come into a song about, like, smooth vibes. And there's a chuffy fly. Go away, chuffy fly. I'm talking on the internet. We can't have you. Can't have you buzzing around my head all the time. It makes you think of something slimy, doesn't it? A fillet. Which I suppose is quite apt because the whole song is slimy. Like, my mum used to go out with a fella who, I won't say anything, actually, I won't say anything about anyone personal on the internet, 'cause, they might one day see it and I don't want to feel bad. But I've seen people who are slimy, let's just say that. And the slimy, cloying sort of, ooh, want to be on your, a bit like what we were talking about on Firewatch earlier. I want to be on your slimy, cloying, that's that whole song. Oh, girl, yeah, are you busy? Yeah, I'm busy, leave me alone. Oh, but girl, come on, let me get my arms on you. Let me get my slimy body on you. I've been in the pool. I'm naked. I've got some fillets. Like, leave the animals alone. Oh, baby, don't keep me waiting. There's so much love we could be making. Shimon. So they've stolen Michael Jackson's Shimon. Now they've stolen it. Stolen Michael Jackson's Shimon. And for what context? Is there anything else in this song that contextually could be linked to Michael Jackson. The Mansion, maybe. Just shaved like a newborn. Could be that, couldn't it? Being so tight. So this song's about sex and children, isn't it, really? Is it? Shimon? I'm talking kissing, cuddling. So we're definitely talking, sexual aspects. Rose petals in the bathtub. Well, that's what a romantic thing. Rose petals in the bathtub. Hey, did you come up with that yourself? Or is it the most dated, tired, boring idea of romance that you could possibly think of? Rose petals in the bathtub. I didn't even have to think about that one. I'm so thoughtless. Girl, let's jump in. You don't want to get... Why are you in the bath when you were in the pool? You're living in your robe. No wonder you're in the robe. You're in and out of the bath and the pool. It's bubbling. It's bubbling. Bubbling with a G. I ain't playing no games. I'm not playing any games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you try and lay in these arms, we've heard that bit before. It's just generic, isn't it? I leave the door open. And if you like me, I want you tonight, baby. Sorry. Hoping that you feel the way I feel and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through. I don't like that really. It's just a bit, isn't it? And it shouldn't be coming through. It should be coming in. Tell me you're coming in. And then it just repeats that. So there we go. Songwriters, Branderson Anderson, Christopher Brown, Dempst Emil, Peter Hernandez. There you go. They're responsible for that rubbish. That rubbish with sexual overtones aimed at children. And let's not beat around the bush here. The majority of people that buy pop music are children, aren't they? They're definitely children, the majority of people that buy into pop music. Young, under, teenage. Yeah, that sort of... this song is not aimed at the over 40s, is it? With its sexual overtones, childish themes, references to children. Leave the door open. See, I thought you'd love that. I told you you'd love that. Let's go back to Big Face. Told you you'd love that. 4 o'clock. Been on for an hour. Do we do another hour? We could try. We could try for another hour, can't we? It's all good, even though it's not popular on stream in the middle of the day, because most of my people are American. I need it coming back in a minute. Back in 5 minutes. Hang on. I can actually do this. I've got one, but I've lost it. So let me just do this. Because the good thing... Where's back? Stupid internet. The good thing about the two things I was going to say. The good thing about being on the internet and not having loads of people watching you is that I'm still recording this for uploads. So great, it's still working. I'm still doing the work. And if there's not a lot of people here, it also means that's the Nintendo Switch. I want to go to the web browser. It also means I can take a little break, can't I, and leave it on, which I've never thought I could do before, because I've always been concerned that I'll be breaking up the broadcast with a break. Oh, don't do that. But now I'm just going to quickly pop and refill my cup, which has got right down to the cold, and then we'll do the last hour of Firewatch. So I will be back in 5 minutes. I don't want to be cross, because I'll be back in 5 minutes. See that? Took a little 5-minute break. No one even... No stress. No stress. The Nintendo Switch. Let's resume. And, can't exactly remember what's happening. We're flirting, aren't we? We're flirting over the fire.
Could, you know, be nice to be close to someone.
I said nothing then because I'm not playing up to that. She's trying to come on to me.
Why don't we both just go watch this fire and try to imagine all the old dead things it's burning away?
Bit weird. Old dead things, she said. So now I'm thinking, has she killed these girls, buried them in the woods, set fire to the area that she's buried them in so that they get, like, you know, incinerated and all the evidence is gone? Day 76. I don't even know if Hank Henry decided to go and meet up or not. Time is just flying by. I find it really weird. Never had this in a game that's just propelled you forward in time like this. Even with Zelda, where, you know, the concept is time travel, when you are propelled forward in time, you do it at its almost instantaneous moment. Oh, hello, Mark. Come on. Come and say hello to the insect.
You're going fishing without a license?
It's one fish, and I'm sick of all the stuff I got to eat.
No, I won't tell anyone you're a poacher. That reminds me, I keep hearing reports from Fish and Game about a problem bear they're trying to keep tabs on. Can you search around the lake for fresh tracks and just let me know what you find? There was a crew burning fire lines out to the east, and, you know, I think sometimes it riles up the wildlife.
Okay. Thrown into a different situation all of a sudden. Now I've got a fishing rod. Me, I'm vegan. Not going to be fishing. Not going to be eating any fish. But, you know, Hank has got a fishing rod. I don't know where I've been fishing because I'm not by a lake. And I've now got to go and look for tracks. So now I'm worried about bears again.
Does problem actually mean murderer? Like how Charles Manson is a problem cult leader?
Oh, come on. You just have to look for tracks. That's it.
Yeah, well, I've seen what they can do to a tree, and trees aren't even food.
Thank you, Henry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put away the fishing rod. And like I say, it is weird. I'm not by any body of water, am I? Let's have a look at my map. Let's just see where I am, because, you know, getting your bearings is difficult enough without being randomly thrown into situations. I'm down here by Jonesy Lake, and I've now got to go and look for something by the lake, some tracks. So I'll just head down to the lake, I guess. Am I missing a cache? Because there seems to be... Oh yeah, look, there's one by the lake there, 305. I'll go up and get that now, I think, because I'm missing some red marks on my map that seem to just outline the trails, despite the fact the trails are already being outlined on the map anyway. It's all going a bit strange for me. This is. I'm looking for tracks as well, aren't I? So I'm supposed to be looking on the floor, am I? Let's get down to the lake and see if we can see anything. A little bit on edge as well, because you don't know what's going to be thrown up by this game, do you? That's the old campfire that they had, isn't it, the girls? This is where the bra was hanging on the tree. Through here somewhere, isn't it? There it is, there's the lake. Clipboard. I'm supposed to be checking that and noting it, but before I do, I'm just going to go and grab the cache in case time suddenly jumps on and I can't move it any further. Can I go in the water? Oh yeah, I can, look. Oh no, I can't. Can't go in deep. Just go there. It's that noise, do you hear that? A little squeaker. Not seen any funny tracks, that's what's reported. Two Forks lookout, that's where I've come from, isn't it? Let me just check my map so I can see if I can get to that cache. Cache 305. It looks like there's another path from the canyon. I'm pointing with my finger, you can't see it. So I'm going to go up to that path. In fact, I'll just grab the clipboard now. I don't want it to just jump ahead of time. I want to search for the bear tracks.
What? D, I found a clipboard down here, and there's something strange going on.
At the lake? What's up?
Someone has written down what we said to each other, have been saying.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you, not in the same way.
No way.
Wait, hold on. Something's out here.
Oh no, I wanted to go and get the cache.
Henry, I'm worried. You didn't...
I'm just pausing it. I'm getting set on edge now. I wanted to find the cache. Somebody's done that noteboard. They've written down all the stuff. Hi, capital K. I'll turn on chat. Hi, capital K. Yeah, I'm scared as well. And I wanted to go and get the cache. I knew I shouldn't have looked at the notebook. Now it's set off all these other events. I'm never going to get that cache. But the notepad left by the river. Now, who's just been to the river? When we just started that little sequence, I had a fishing rod. I was out in the woods with a fishing rod, just all of a sudden. I've been to the river. It's me, isn't it? I'm writing down that I'm loopy juice. I can feel it in my bones.
Eat any mushrooms, did you? I mean, they can be fun, but also, devastating. Regardless, just let me know, okay, buckaroo? Oh, God. I don't know why I just called you that.
Ooh! Ooh! Me head! Me chuffing head!
Henry, are you there?
No, I've been knocked on the head!
What happened, Henry?
I got hit in the head. Punched or something by someone.
Are you serious? What the hell is going on out there?
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Let me get this straight. You found a clipboard with, what, transcripts of our conversations? What else is on it?
I don't know. It's gone, along with the radio of theirs. Somebody out here could have just killed me, Delilah.
What the fuck is going on?
What's Wapiti Station?
I don't know.
I saw the name Wapiti Station right before I was cold cocked. Does Wapiti Station mean anything to you?
Right. Wapiti Meadow is that bit up there behind the fence. Right? Wapiti Station is obviously... How has Hank not this switched on? Obviously, like we've all got stations, haven't we? Mine's Two Peaks, hers is Chuffing Fox or whatever it's called. Wapiti Station is a fire station. It should have someone in the lookout looking like we are, communicating. But instead it's fenced off. Right? So I know what it is already. I know what it is. That radio belongs to Wapiti Station. The person that's fire watching up at Wapiti Station, something is happening with that. What do you mean, what is it?
Wapiti Meadow. Maybe it's Wapiti Meadow. It's on our maps. It's not too far from where you are right now. It's where you saw that damn fence. It's north of the lake. It looks like there should be a trail somewhere on the north shore of Jonesy Lake.
I'll start hiking that way now. God damn it, my head.
Are you sure you saw what you saw, Henry? Maybe you pissed off some more campers and they came back to sucker punch you.
I didn't see anything.
Look, I know what I saw. Hey, it was our words with initials for our names,
Pad,
H and D, clear as day.
And you've been feeling okay?
Good
I
question.
feel fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. I believe you, but that conversation was from 2 weeks ago.
And good point, because I don't know what we've said in the intervening time between those 2 weeks, whether we should have said more and it should have been on the pad. I just don't know. And if I'm not questioning myself, if Hanky's not questioning myself, should be questioning her. Because how many people are supposed to be out here? There's not many people out here, are there? There's not many people out here. So, okay, I've seen some guy with a torch at the very start. 2 girls who, they've gone missing. They've been reported missing now by the police and their parents. Like, we're not even dealing with that anymore. who's supposed to have punched me? I really feel like if it was me in real life and I'm out there now, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Going back to my fire hut, my tower, getting my bag and all my stuff, chuffing back, getting in my truck. I mean, I hope my truck's still where I parked it, and I'm gone. Let it burn. I'm not being attacked out in the woods. I'm not staying here to the inevitable conclusion. Am I? Everyone else has gone missing. Should I wait until I just don't turn up? And then I don't know where I am? No thanks. And I'll tell you what, Delilah, she's got the option of coming with me. I'll give her the option because, I have to look for the good in people. But part of me is saying leave her too because she's the one that's doing this. She's punching you and being weird.
I know they
I don't like it.
What's to say that they don't have transcripts from 3, 4, or 5 weeks ago?
Our entire relationship, friendship, our whole summer.
Someone is out here with a walkie-talkie taking notes and talking to God knows who.
And why are they taking notes? Let's assume that it is a third party. It's not Julia or me. And sorry, Delilah or me. And that there's a third party. Why are they taking notes? What purpose does it serve? And it seems almost like, in a way, see, I'm going back with my paranoia, going back to this, she's involved. It seems like I'm being set up for something. It seems like they've been leading me a certain way. But for what? We should leave.
We should just get the hell out of here.
Oh, it's a 2-day hike. You're welcome to do it, but you're gonna catch hell from the service and have to explain yourself.
Someone just punched me in the head. I was knocked
There's a fire burning
unconscious.
across Rose Creek. You hiked through there on the way in.
Oh, dear. There's a fire in the way. I was knocked unconscious, though. I need medical attention. It's a fair call.
Call someone and tell them to come get me.
I am not going to book a $15,000 helicopter ride for you. I'm not doing it.
Bit weird.
Okay, we can't freak out. There's got to be a reasonable explanation for all of this.
You're right. I'll head to Wapiti Meadow, but I swear, if this gets worse, you better get on the horn and get us out of here.
Yeah.
I'll call around and see if anything weird is happening to anyone else, okay?
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay. Hike safe.
Right, she's going to call around. I've never spoken to any of these other people. How do I just take it on her word that they exist? And like I said, I think she should be getting the, authorities set and ready for our, evacuation. People should be aware. We shouldn't just be wandering into this randomly, blind. So no fireworks. I'm going to read that note in a second. What have we got here? The Fourth Estate. It's an old book. I did have actually one thing I did do is I did a little look on the internet to see if that other book we found in our cabinet at the start really existed, and yes, it does. And this is supposed to be a set of Easter eggs, I think, that you find these copies of these books. They are real. They did exist in the 80s with these covers printed like that, and you can collect them, and they end up back at your cabin, and it's like a series of Easter eggs. Interesting. Old sweater, Eastern Colorado. I can't do anything with it, it's just there. Old sweater. Okay. Let's have the note. I'll just examine. Ron. And this is the same sort of capital lettering that we just saw on that clipboard, isn't it? And these Ron and Dave are the people that were supposed to be in the other towers in the past. But I don't know who's in the towers now. 8/29/86. So it is the past, isn't it? 29th, it's dated, the past. Ron, got some bad news back home, so hopefully they'll let me out of here for a while. Who's to say, though, budgets being what they are? Did you get my note about what went down in Wapiti? Oh, so something's going down there. Sheriff isn't too pleased with me, but I don't know, I probably overdid it. I wish you would have been there. I guess you'd have got hung up. I guess you must have got hung up, Dave. P.S. Amigos is Spanish, and Professionales is Italian. Friends is Spanish and Professionals is Italian. I think that's some sort of weird code. Let me just go through this a little bit, step by step. They were going out for a date with Debs, one of these people, and they wrote Debs in capitals, but all the rest was in normal script. And now this is all in capitals. Wapiti's, I'm a bit worried that there might be a sort of, you've got this history in America, haven't you, with the American Indians, the Native Americans, and the bad things that were done to them by the people that came and settled. And then, there's a whole load of media, like horror films built on an Indian burial ground. And in another game I've played, there was a supernatural aspect. I hope that there's no supernatural aspect with dead Indians in this. That would be a shame, because I wouldn't be able to work that out, would I, as a detective. Wish you would have been there, I guess, and would, the D's kind of strangely marked. I guess you would have got hung up. She must have got hung up. Dave. And like, hung up's a bit of a weird one, because we had a bag hung up on a tree, a bra hung up on a tree. So is there something in that? Overdid it. Did you get my note about what went down in Wapiti? Sheriff isn't pleased with me. I probably... So Dave has done something in Wapiti, and the sheriff isn't happy with him. And he overdid it. Amigos is Spanish. Fresh Eyes is Italian. How are you going to code that into something? Go. Go is in Amigos. Like, if you take off the first three and you're just left with the go. No. Yes. No, I'm not really, I'm going to keep it, but I'm sure there must be something in that the sharp-minded could draw out, but I can't think of something in that. Just go and meet it head on then. North, eh? Should we go north? Go north. Can't look at your compass properly. Go north. Yeah, it's over that way, isn't it? Let's have a look at the map. Oh no, I've got to go east first. East and then north. Up to a PT station. Couldn't get there before there was a fence. This looks scary, doesn't it? This is it now. Let's go get it. Let's go have it. X gon' give it to you. Gon' deliver it to you. Poor old X. Am I going the wrong way now? I feel like I'm going the wrong way. Back to that's the canyon. Ain't gonna wait for you to get it on your own. Gonna deliver to you. Oh, a rope hook. Whee! I like the way the ropes throw down like that. It's very pretty, isn't it? Don't wait for you to get it on your own. Gonna deliver to you. Rappel. And this is dodgy now, because someone's out there bopping on your head, and I'm happy to just leave that rope like that and assume that they're not just going to cut it and do away with it. Or me. %, battery. What's this? Stump. It's just be up there, isn't it? It's just going to be up there. I can see the fence in the distance. Oh. Just going to have to check the front door because it's just about to. Hello. Right. Sorry, just had to open the front door. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I can feel the stress rising. Fence can radio that in from here. Let's do it from here. Come on then.
Okay, I'm at the fence. I don't see anyone around, but I'm not sure I can get past it.
How big is it?
Big. It goes off in both directions. Acres.
What the fuck is going on out here?
Whatever it is, someone doesn't want anyone to know about it.
Sometimes biologists will cordon off a little area to study flora or whatever, but that's only a few square feet usually.
That's not what this is.
Well, see what you can do to get past it.
Get through the fence. Oh, there is a way. Okay. I can hear it rattling. That's spooky. Just give me a moment, though, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Google that US code. Now, this is something you wouldn't have been able to do in the 80s and 90s when this game is set. Right, I wouldn't have had a phone with Google on it, but I've got one now, so I'm just going to use Google on my computer here. Not Google, Ecosia. US code 18 US code 1863. 18 US code 1863. Let's see if that comes up with anything. Trespass on national forest land. Whoever, without lawful authority or permission, goes upon any national forest land while it's closed to the public pursuant to lawful regulation of the Secretary of Agriculture shall be fined under this title or imprisoned, not more than 6 months or both. So that's laws. That means it might spoil the game if a lot of people are good. Yeah, but you should know your laws, shouldn't you? I know I'm not expected to. I'm not in America, but you are, so you should know. So, but this is a real thing. It's a real US code, and it means that if you go in there, the national parks have said you can't. So if you go in there, you can get fined or even put in prison. Now, I am the national parks. I'm working for the national parks. I'm the Firewatch. So we haven't put that up, and I'm not going to be liable to a fine, am I? Because, I am the national parks. You can't fine me from being on places that I'm supposed to be on. This is to keep people out, not to keep me out. I'm the national parks.
Looks like goddamn Area 51.
Maybe they've got aliens. That'd be exciting.
No, it'd be rubbish.
We'll see about that.
It would be rubbish if there was aliens. That would be rubbish. Shove the gate. There's a padlock. So I'm not going to shove that open, am I?
And the gate is locked up, obviously.
But I could just bust that.
Obviously.
I could
I'll
climb
see if
that.
I can break in somehow.
Do you mean
All right.
somehow?
Be careful.
Right, two things. One, I can get over that easy. If you've got spiky bits on top and it's a bit dangerous and you feel like, oh, that's going to hurt me, then just get your jumper and roll it up and put it over that. So now you've got a non-spiky bit that's covered by your jumper. Get over it, drag your jumper off. A bit of carpet works perfect for that if you're wanting to go. No one should know the tips on housebreaking, should they? But a bit of carpet is part of your kit. Goes over the fence like that and you're over it. It's fine. I could get up and over that in minutes, seconds. I'd be over that. The locked gate, shove. I could jiffy that, couldn't I? I'm supposed to have tools and things, but I guess someone's knocked me on the head and took them. I'll have the stone. That'll do, won't it? I'll smash it with the stone. But really, brute force bludgeoning is not the way to go with a thing like that. What you really want is to use leverage. You want to get something in there that you can twist or lever. Like even a piece of strong rope. We've got ropes, climbing ropes to do it, and a stick. What you do is you put the climbing ropes and the stick through in a certain way. You twist the stick and it builds up pressure, doesn't it? It builds up pressure the more you twist that knot. The more you twist, and eventually the thing that gives is the lock. You can snap things with the pressure of screwing up that rope. Because surprisingly, the rope can take real, high tense pressure, and some of the weak points on that lock can't. So here, we're just going to smash it off the rock. Are we? No. I've lost my rock now as well. That was weird, wasn't it? There's another one there, look. This is... It's been offered to us. Oh! It's not the first time I've seen this loose stone, is it? This was in one of those... This exact stone was in that markdown. It was in one of those caches. And I was like, why are people leaving loose stones in the cache? Hello? What was that about? You wanted me to use those stones, didn't you? And now it don't work. If it was me, then I'd just shuffle on down. Okay, look. Oh no, can't go up there. I'm physically unable. I'd shuffle on down and around, test the extra, test the perimeter fence. What, is that me then? I've just used those rocks and I'm done. And remember, this game is not full of, I've not been given loads of tools and mechanics to work with. I'm just usually given press X to interact. And there I was given fence and rock. So far be it for me to assume that it should just be the fucking chuffing rock. But it didn't work, and now the rock's gone, and now I'm still here. I can't radio in, please help me work. Or I can get up and over that. Can't I? No. See this big bit of wood here, this big tree? I can just pick that up, and I could probably knock the fence down with it. Like literally, just by just dropping it on it, and then climbing on it, and just like that. It would force it down. That would happen. It gives me the option to shove. That's the only thing it gives me, doesn't it? My rock's gone. Oh look, I've got the flashlight. Turn that on by mistake then. Why isn't it not letting me in? The PT Meadow. Oh God. Right. It's going to really disappoint me if I can't move the story along, and if we can't play the game because I'm incapable, and it's something simple and obvious like that other time when I just needed to open the bag and instead I ran up to the supply cache. But it's not obvious to me, and now we're stuck. I'm stuck. Oh, look, long stick. Where did that come from? That was there. That's what I'm talking about. Oh no, that was foolish. What I should have done is put it in the lock and use the leverage against, not in the fence itself. Now I've broken the stick and used the stones. That's not helped. My technique is bad. Look, there's another stone now. Has that just appeared out of nowhere? It's the same stone. And look, there's a stick. That's appeared out of nowhere. Wait just 1 minute. Wait a darn tootin' minute. I've looked all around. Someone's putting those sticks there. One, I've got my back turned. So this is the same rock that I left on the floor. Look, it's got that line down it.
All right, I beat the hell out of this gate latch. Tried to pry it open, and nada. I can't get in.
Shit.
I don't know how long I can dick around out here until someone notices.
God, if you were an actual firefighter, you'd have that gate down in 2 shakes.
Yeah, right. So now even she's saying it, though. It's easy to get the gate down. And number 2, what does he mean someone would have noticed? I've just been boffed on the head, haven't I? Remember that? Whoever boffed me on the head and left me out there, they're still watching me, aren't they? They're not like, oh, leave him. He'll be fine down there. Let's get on with whatever we've got. I am the thing they're doing. I'm like,
Hey,
assuming.
Actually, those guys doing the controlled burn, they might be able to help.
Where are they?
Beyond Ruby River, there's a scout camp. They burned a line a few days ago that should let you hike right to them.
Well, that's great.
If they haven't left, they're probably the type of guys who would help you get through that fence.
Great. So now I've got to go up to the river. Just wandering around now, aren't I? Just having a wander. Looking for Ruby River. Ruby River was down here, wasn't it? Scout camp. Look how far away it is. No. Look how far away it is. Oh, they burned something that's going to lead me to them. And what they mean by that is they've deliberately burned an area of the forest to stop fire from spreading. And I should be able to walk along the burned section. And since there's 2 caches there, 1 and 2, I'm assuming that we're going to come in from this direction. So I'm definitely going to head back here to the middle of the map first. But, I mean, could we go south from the lookout? I don't think so. There doesn't appear to be a path there. I've never been to the medicine wheel. Should have gone there at some point and had a little look, shouldn't I? Whatever that is, medicine wheel. But I'm thinking if we just get ourselves back, to that middle part of the map. Who knows what might go on the way, eh? Okay, let's have a go. This way. We're looking for some burned stuff if we can, if we get there ever. I'm already lost, right? In all reality, those rocks should have done the trick. Some locks are smashable, some are tough. You can't. It was only a little padlock, wasn't it? Oh. Damaged tree chopped down. What? I can't chop it down. I haven't got a chopper. Have I? What's going on? This one's been chopped. Where's my chopper? Can I not chop that down and cross over there? Feels like that's what I want to do. Just because it's there, it just says to me like, chop me, cross me. Am I missing something? Have I not got a chopper? It's not letting me, look. It's not letting me. It's giving me the faded chop down, but I haven't got the proper chop down. I'm leaving that then. Shame. Right, I'm back at the fence. That's the wrong way. Damaged tree chopped down. That's where I came down here, isn't it? Oh look, there's another tree there. I came down that, so I'm back up that then. Am I? Yeah. Looks a little bit more difficult to climb this one. I can tell because he's going. There we go. Tired. This is where I got punched. Could have concussion. Right, this is the canyon. Starting to get my bearings a bit now, aren't I? Canyon. So over here should be the lake. This is where I got punched. Ugh. Should keep a lookout for people trying to punch me. I wonder if I've got a hard hat that I can wear. That's the lake. Somehow the girls got out to that middle rock, didn't they? But I can't. I'm not allowed to swim. What's that noise again? An animal. Ducky duck. And you go through here. This is where they left their clothes. And then you go this way. Now I'm lost in the bushes. Oh no. I hope this doesn't lead me back to the lake. I'm lost in the bushes again. Oh, that's where the bra was. Okay, cool. Right, I should be able to see the smoke. If they've been burning stuff, I should be able to see smoke from it, shouldn't I? Our friend the butterfly. Some nice music, so probably on the right path. Just pop in the nice music while you're on a bit of a journey, don't they? Heading the right way now, aren't I? Look. I've got no idea. Let me check the map. Look for controlled burns south of Ruby River. That's Ruby River. Ah, okay, I'm at a point here where I can go down to the creek. I don't want to, do I? I think I'm going to go to the medicine wheel and see if I can get down that way. It looks like it's close to the cache. I've never been to the medicine wheel before. It looks like there could potentially be a little narrow path down to the south. I'm going the medicine wheel. So I'm not going down this bit. You don't want me going down there, do you? Off up here. And up here a bit, and then to the right.
Hey, I called around. Things seem normal with everyone else.
Oh yeah, do they? Well, that's yeah. Ooh, yeah. Normal with everyone else. Are things strange with you? The lookout's telling the truth. Call the cops.
Should we call the cops or the Forest Service and let them know this is going on?
Don't you think that would sound, crazy?
Absolutely not. No, I don't think that if two different people had the same experience and they thought it was sus, one of us has been physically attacked. Like, that's assault. No, I don't think it sounds crazy. The suggestion of crazy, the fact that my wife's had dementia in Australia, and the fact that I'm probably having a breakdown and I'm wandering around the woods making notes about myself. Crazy is being suggested, isn't it? Crazy is being thrown up, but telling the police, just informing them. I mean, there's been missing people in the area. The parents are looking for them. No, of course it wouldn't be silly to tell the police.
Yeah,
It'd be
it
normal.
is crazy. We have to tell someone.
Yes.
Tell them what? Henry, tell them
And now, why is she trying to prevent us from talking? You know, why she's in on it?
we're being stalked and you were attacked and we don't have any proof.
Any proof?
I don't know, tell them we're being bothered or something.
Henry, I really like this job, okay? And if I give off even a hint of cuckoo to my bosses, they are never going to let me come back out here. Do you understand that?
Right. Again, I agree with you there. I don't think it sounds crazy. I'd say it sounds like, you know, outlandish set of circumstances. But she's more concerned that her boss isn't going to let her come out again. But why would you want to come out again if people are going missing? Why don't you feel unnerved? The girls on the hike went missing. The previous Firewatch people went missing. That bloke with his bag up in the tree, he went missing. I've been bopped on the head. There's a weird fence. Why are you so concerned that you don't want your job to be... You want to stay out there with it. It's not tying up together for me, that isn't.
All right, I'm headed toward the camp anyway.
Okay. Keep your radio close to you.
Radio close. It didn't save me from getting boffed on the head last time, did it? Climb up, please. I'm being funneled down a path that I probably wouldn't take myself now.
Nope. Nope.
So I'm going to cut this when I get to the top, aren't I? Like that. Nice. Asking for trouble, aren't I? Oh, tree just popped in there. That's probably the switch. Hooray! You can tell he was tired because he went, oh. It's up here, look, a little bit of tree falling down. So there's not many places to explore, are there? There's just like the sides of the path. But I bet there are, really. I bet there's a few little secret places that I'm missing out on. But to be fair, my interest is piqued now. I want to find out what the chuff is going on. That's the clawed up tree. We've already talked about that.
I'm back up at the top of the shale slide near Two Forks.
Good.
What's the best route?
Well, it's beyond your tower to the southeast. Look for the controlled burn. And good luck keeping ashes off your pants.
So it's beyond my tower to the southeast. Look for the controlled burn. There's my tower. That's the southeast. So what does she want me to do? Go up to my tower and then walk down? Do you know what? I'm still going to the medicine wheel because I've never been there. So I still want to go and have a look. And I still think I can get down to it that way. To my right. This way. Put the map away. And the more open it is, the less chance I've got of being boffed on the head from behind as well, haven't I? So. Just check I haven't gone back to the... I have, haven't I? I've gone back to the... I just climbed up that, you fucking chuffo. How do I do... Do you know what I mean? How do I do that in my real life? That's how I get lost places. Walk in circles. Or is it the game doing it to me, like, in some sort of weird loop? No, it was me walking in circles, wasn't it, really? It must have been.
I know we don't know what's going on yet, but I don't have a good feeling.
Of course you don't. So
I
I've been
don't like
boffed on the
feeling
head.
vulnerable. It's not like you can just call the police.
Right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If it was really serious, they'd fucking fly in on a helicopter or whatever. They're the police. Yes. It is just like you can call the police. And you don't like feeling vulnerable. But 5 minutes ago, you were so concerned with staying in this situation that you didn't want to tell anyone in case you lose your job.
I was thinking about the Goodwins.
Yeah, so was I. They're
It just
dead.
struck me that if anything weird like this happened to them, happened to Brian, just how scared he would have been.
Who's Brian?
Wow, there's an old, I think it's
I
called
shouldn't have done that.
a
I should have said
medicine
his
wheel
dad could
out here.
protect him.
He had his dad to protect him. Ned, right?
Yeah.
You don't think he could?
No, you're probably right.
It was 3 years ago. He's in high school now. He's on summer break.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Why am I all like, it's all okay? I've been boffed on the head, I don't think that. And now I've missed the medicine wheel. I reported it, but it was in the middle of the other conversations, and now I don't know what anything about this medicine wheel is, which is a shame. I'm assuming it's native Indian relic. Strange that, you know, we've got Stonehenge in the UK, and it's made with huge Neolithic stones. These are just little stones. I don't know how they would have lasted, but there we go. Right, hang on. I'm now. I've got myself turned round. Yeah. Oh, okay. The music. Come on. For some reason, sometimes the game just pipes up. When I was doing the edit at the very start, the background music in the very start is very loud, the sad music. And I think they want you to feel it. I think they want to bring the vibe when they bring the music. But they do... As a streamer, I need my voice to go over the top of it. Normally it wouldn't matter, you'd just be playing the game. But I need my voice to go over the top of it. So sometimes they do... the sound balance is slightly cock. Try and balance it a bit better there, because it's just picked up, hasn't it? Yeah, and I don't know what I said that you couldn't hear, so basically all I was doing was moaning that I don't know anything about the medicine wheel because I pressed the radio at the wrong time. Let me see if I'm walking in the right direction now. I don't know. I want to go south. South, yeah, okay. Just put all that away. South. Control burn. This looks like burn, doesn't it? Map updated. It's not my fault the radio prompts came at the same time as the exposition prompt. What's that? Burn. Oh, I see that. That's the scrapped out map bit. Following it down. Can't I go for the cache? Can't I just go for the cache? I want to go for the cache. Do I have to follow the burn? Can't I go for the cache? Go for the cache. Truff the burn. Lower map. Let's get across here, can't I? I'm not feeble. There we go, look, yeah. Oh, look, pretty flowers. That's a first. Floating in the air, Nintendo Switch. Here we go, look. Love these. Oh, now that is absolutely definite. Someone's been messing with the cache because they know the number 1, 2, 3, 4. They've written it backwards. All the others had strange numbers as well. I should have been noting them down. It means something. Someone's messing with me. Well, of course, someone's messing with me. They're buffing on the head, haven't they? We've gone way past that. Protect. You protect. I told you, didn't I? I told you. My role as an American man is to protect. Isn't it? Protect. He protect. It's even a meme. He protect. But look. I'm trying to look. Protect the forest. Protection. Roles. American. That's a really interesting image. The match producing the flame, but also producing the shape of a mountain. Isn't it? Not a dark red, but we had that beautiful sunset in that V of the mountains. It's interesting, isn't it? Interesting image. I like that. There's another book. Another one of these books. Just chuff that on the floor. And that's it, is it? I'm trying to put that back now. There you go. That's it. That was a chuffing useless supply cache. I don't even have to use the map now though, because everything's burned, so thank Chuff for that. Let's follow the burned wood. I know I'm going the wrong way. Wait. I'll go around this way and then we'll be on it. Yes. Go on then. Look at that. He didn't like that, did he? Old Henry. Whee. And I'll tell you what, in films and media, in oh, sorry, just stop me briefly there for a minute. Glitch. I'll just, in case something goes off all of a sudden, I'm just going to pause. In films, in media, like like in horror films. Oh, my battery's going to run out. Quick to the battery, quick. If I do it quick enough, the camera doesn't know it got switched off and on again, and it just carries on working. Look, watch. 1, 2, 3, go. Quick. Obviously not that quick, am I? But go on, you chuffer. In. battery staying now, you fucker? Got it in the wrong way around, that's why. Idiot. Right, that's done. Come on then, work again. Hold camera. 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Come on, work again. Oh, it did work and then I turned it off. Idiot. We'll get there, look. It'll just take seconds. Just a battery change, it's nothing. Just more for me to edit out later. There we go. Worked it. What am I doing? I'm in the woods and it's burning. I paused it in case it kicked off. Sort of forgotten what I was going to say. Where's my map now? I'm going to have a look at my map. There's another cache, look. If I just travel in the direction I'm looking, get another cache. And they've been burning around here. They burned around the cache. How could they not have burned the cache down? It's made of wood. Isn't it? It's made of wood. How can they not have burned it down? Can I get up there? No. Just sort of scruffling through these areas now. Not really sure if I can or can't go there. South of the river, is south of this. Oh, I can walk in this. Look. Nice, isn't it? I'm just going for a little random now. Can I get round the area like that? Round it? Certainly don't seem to be able to go through that burned area, do I? Even though I was supposed to. Look at that burned area. Oh, chuff this, you know. Chuff this. Just going for a wander. That's the cache, we just had that. So if I follow this down and round, I should be able to get around this obstacle and then back up on myself, shouldn't I? Oh look, there's fire, look, fire. In the distance there, that's bad, that's my job. Stop the bad fire. Am I going under there? No, I'm not. And then back up this way, and the cache should be up here. Do you see that then? I like that. The shadow of this tree. Sort of pointing in the direction. See how before I was saying it was on rails because we were really narrowly, you know, follow this path and there's boulders on either side so you can't go off anywhere. Now it wants us to sort of move out a little bit, but it still wants us to go, you know, straight down there. Fun fact, I used to cut with the firefighter. I was trying to look for a pun in there somewhere, but alarm bells ringing, something like that. Hot loving. Yeah, there's loads of puns in that. But yeah, that was what I was going to say about the firefighters in the films, wasn't it? Yes. You know, for example, a horror movie, when the authorities get called in and they turn up the firefighters, they're never in on the, like, they're not baddies, and they're always there at the end of the film to bring normality back, to say like, okay, we're now spraying this with water, it's over. Like, they're not part of like the deception, are they? So when I meet these people in the forest here that are doing this, like, they've come from outside to do this job, I'm expecting them to be helpful, not in on this, not in on the conspiracy, to have been brought in from outside and to be a more, you know, all this game is making us feel unnerved and scared, and here's something that can give us a bit of confidence and a bit of normality back. So I expect them to be that and to not be even worse than the dangers and things we've been facing before. I expect to find some, you know, some solace here. You know, the emergency services are there for emergencies, aren't they? So you'd hope that, you know, what the chuff is that? What?
some old snowmobiles out here.
That's crazy.
Looks like one of the poor bastards was cruising across this pond and dumped it.
That was not a fun hike back to civilization.
Whoa, someone stripped these snowmobiles down to the bone.
Huh.
And that's weird, right?
I mean, I can come up with a bunch of not weird reasons someone would do that out here, but given what's happened, yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
Right. I didn't know it got cold up there. I didn't know that you were actually going to be going around in winter in the snow, and then in the summer it was all on fire. That's hectic, isn't it? How can you do that? How can it be so cold that it's snowing, and then in the winter it's all on fire? In the summer, sorry. And you only need to get through the summer till it gets wintry, and then all the snow will come and put it out. So I didn't know that you get snowmobiles up there. I found that really weird. So we're assuming these people have been up there in the winter, and then they've left it, had to hike back like shit. Stripping the engine, common, very common in places like that where you get people living out in the woods and stuff. Take everything you can. No point in leaving the good engine parts to just go to rot, is there? That's quite common. If anyone came across it, I mean, if I came across it, I might say, "Oh, rip out that spark plug. Why don't you take the cam belt?" You know, I don't know. You might, yeah, but it's all a bit weird. All of this is a bit weird.
There's an old pond out here, not much more than a pile of mud. Do you have it on your map?
Yeah, I know where you are.
Yeah, where am I?
Fork Pond. There used to be a sign up for it, but, well, folks kept stealing it.
Pork Pond. Well, quick, put the map away so you can reply.
Because it's called Pork Pond.
It's a good goddamn name. That sign would look great in a den, or, you know, anywhere.
And also, what's she on about? Locals keep stealing it. There's nobody here. Who's stealing the signs? There's nobody here. It's her. She said that she likes it and she thinks it's cool. I don't think it's cool. Pork Pond. I wouldn't have that in my house. She would. She's selling them on the internet. Right, and I know that she wants me to go over to the chuffing place, but I want to go and get the cash. I'm all about that cash. Clues in it and all sorts. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's wood. I thought it was shiny golden. Wood. Where's my cash? Is it up on the top of there? It is, isn't it? It's up there in the burned area between me and my lookout now. Directly ahead of me is like what looks like it should be a pathway up to the cache. But instead it's just all this. All this nonsense. Let me go up to my cache. In the burned area. Oh, look. Oh. Yes. Going to the cache first, through the fire break. Now, how can this possibly be right? This was all on fire. Am I reporting the controlled burn or the June fire?
Well, the June fire isn't going anywhere, huh?
No, that's
Oh,
why those
that's in the
guys came out to
distance.
burn that line. It's at the stage where all we can do is pay attention to it.
They're not going to try to put it out?
Not yet, apparently.
I found where they did the controlled burn. I can hike right through here now.
See how?
Normally they wouldn't.
Is there an option for this settings music? Because I'll turn it down. Because although I like to, I want to judge this fully with the sound balance. This, as they've made it, I want to try and judge it fully. But it's just too loud to listen to them and have the music. So I'll turn it down a bit. You have to just have that.
Do that so close to a body of water, but I think they're extra worried about a fire jumping the river and burning up to 2 forks.
Oh, you're right. In 1989, there was no internet, was it? She must be selling them through the. She got herself a little market stall.
Know that there's someone in it.
Well, I'm extra appreciative of that.
Let's see. The scout camp is southeast of the river. There should be a pond on the way.
Got
Have you
it.
been to the pond? So somehow I got myself backwards. I should have come down there, shouldn't I? This way. Somehow I've got myself. That's pretty. Got myself going backward, the wrong way down it. 2468. Who do we appreciate? Someone is messing. Copy the information. Copy your information. Books, I'm not going to bother picking it up. Not going to bother picking up the toilet paper. Bit weird that it's there. Jane Eyre. Not going to pick that up. They're just books. I mean, oh, lending library. I get it. Okay. Ron, writing in capital letters again. Really wish the powers that be could issue us radios that didn't suck ass. My radio's been fine. Most of the time I prefer to keep things pen to paper. Every once in a while it'd be nice to get a hold. That's two separate words. A hold of you right away. I don't know why it's written as one word there. That's a bit weird. A hold. My sister keeps leaving me messages at the main office, but I don't think she gets that I took the job so I wouldn't have to deal with her or Mom. I've been sitting at the spot for a while now thinking about what to say to her. I'm a quarter of a way through this bottle of Fifes instead. Miss you, Dave. Scrawled there at the end. Bit of a weird note, isn't it? Dear Ron, I'm thinking about my sister and on my own. I thought I'd write that on a bit of paper and stick it to the thing. Bit of a weird note. Doesn't have the same sinister overtones as the others though. Let's just close that up. So how is that not on fire? It's made of wood, isn't it? Look. Wooden box. All been on fire. Wooden box. Has that escaped? I'll tell you what, I know I'm going the wrong way now, but I just want to chuff back up this path just to see what path I would have took had I taken the path the game kind of wanted me to take. See if I missed anything on the way. Much easier path, isn't it? I should have come down here for sure. Much easier path. And now I'm back up towards the lookout. Yeah. Much easier path. Okay. Definitely should have come down this way. So maybe it is a bit more open than I thought it was because I came down a different way, didn't I? I suppose all roads lead to Rome, don't they? Jump. Unnecessary. Press X to jump. Alright, come on then. I really want to be up in Wapiti. It sent me all the way down here, and what I really want to be is up in Wapiti, isn't it? So it's got a few tricks to play, hasn't it? I'm going to have to walk all the way back up there. No, what happened? Walk all the way back up there. Right, these snowmobiles in the pond. So you keep going this way, and you get to the old.
So is the scout camp anywhere near Pork Pond?
Yeah, it is. Just keep heading east. You'll cross a small ravine and you shouldn't be able to miss it.
Keep heading east, you'll cross a small ravine. What's a ravine like? Like the Grand Canyon, but little. Is it? Camp... what? Camp Arapaho. Am I supposed to be going here? Find firefighters in old scout camp. Yeah, this is a camp then, yeah. So that's where they wanted me. Okie dokie. I mean, it looks creepy as hell, but... Broken bridge. Oh, not more chuffing.
The bridge to the camp is out.
Damn.
I'm gonna walk the ravine and see if I can find some high ground to get across.
Good plan.
No. That's... oh, I don't like... High ground's up there then, isn't it? So we'll go up there, maybe.
Camp Arapaho.
Arapaho.
You're there?
Yeah, I am.
It's been out there since the 50s.
I was never really into the idea of the scouts. It's something about men organizing boys around their ideals. Never sat right with me.
Beware weebelows in large numbers.
Beware of anyone in large numbers.
So I don't really get that. He doesn't like the scouts, even though he is himself like a bit of a scout, isn't he? And what was that comment? I'll have to come back to that in the review. You know, men organising boys, something in that, but I'm confused now because I'm trying to find a crossing to this ravine, so I'll let that slide. But I mean, what are we doing now? It's got me running a fool's errand now, hasn't it? Looking for somewhere to cross. And I tell you what, if there's a bunch of firemen on the other side of that, why aren't they building the bridge? How did they get across? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Whoa, long drops. We like long drops, don't we? We like a long drop. Means you can't go back. Means you're on the right path. Creepy totem pole. Getting the feeling that there's something, you know, this whole colonial disturbance of the traditional people. Getting a feeling there's something in that, isn't there? You know, I feel like a trespasser. I'm being made to feel like a trespasser. Something in that that's worth bringing out. This is the old camp. Looks like a horrid place to camp. Just going to tough out their fire in case their fire's going. Nope. I am the Firewatch guy after all.
You ever talked to any of the scouts?
No, they haven't been out here in a while, and I generally don't have a lot to say to preteens.
Unless it's Brian Goodwin.
Well, if forced, I mean, I can make conversation with anyone. Plus, it was sort of fun to hear about all of his nerdy hobbies.
What type of nerdy hobbies are we talking about with him? Like marching band?
Oh, no. Like comics, model rockets, wizards and wyverns, you know.
Oh,
Hey, thanks to Brian, I can almost recall by memory the armor classes of most dragons.
the what? No, you can't.
Hey, planar dragon's armor class. Let's see.
Okay, no, I believe you. We're good.
Bit weird to be taking the piss out of Dungeons and Dragons in an indie game because most indie developers like Dungeons and Dragons, don't they? I certainly do. And a bit weird that she had these interactions with this kid. She said she didn't like kids. Now she's inconsistent again. And where are the people? Oh, I can stomp that out. I thought I was trying to do that earlier. Where is it? I like stomping out the fires. I'm sure it's bad. It's gone. Where's it gone? There. I'll do it here, look. I'm sure it's bad form. I'm sure I should have a better system. But
I guess these little shelters are where they keep the weeblos.
For the past 35 years, yeah.
I mean, 35 years you've been coming here and there's a bear trap there.
There are bear traps out here in the scout shelters.
Scouts are stalwart prey.
That's messed up.
What? Scouts are stalwart prey. I don't get it. None of this makes sense to me. I mean, if you're coming here for 35 years on the trot, you'd do these up a bit, wouldn't you? You'd get the scouts doing it. You'd earn a badge doing it, wouldn't you? Hut renovation. And that's recent because, I'll tell you why it's recent. Because if it had been out here for a long time, then it would have rained at some juncture or something like that, and there would be stuff on top of it. There's nothing on top of it, not even a leaf. So that's got to be recent, hasn't it? Who's tied that up there? The firemen. Where are the chuffing firemen? Oh, thank God for an axe. I can chop down that tree now. Can I report that I should have reported the axe and I took it. It's too late now. I can't report it. Oh, I should report everything. Toilet paper, no thanks. A trowel. Oh, I'm going to drop that so I can report it. Hang on.
I found a little trowel. Maybe I should take it with me. Use it to pop open beers.
Wow, 99% sure that's for burying poop.
Oh.
And I'm holding it.
Maybe drop it?
I'm still holding it. Why am I still holding it?
Well, it's all right. You're
Now
holding the
that's
handle.
a real mystery.
A memo. That's
Hey,
just
Dee, they
managed to...
left something behind. It's like a memo.
Handily, a memo has been managed to just be left behind on a piece of wood. Hasn't blown away or nothing like that.
From their boss.
Does it say anything of note?
I'm trying to read it.
Next few days, dropping into the thoroughfare on behalf of Dr. Simmons at Wapiti Station.
So, Squad Boss Grant Carson, Wyoming Interagency Hotshot Crew 89, Paint Rock Ranger Districts. These are the firemen. Dr. Simmons at Wapiti Station, Thoroughfare Region. Squad Boss Carson. In the next few days, you and your team will be dropping into the Thoroughfare Region of Shoshone National Forest to light a fireline south of Ruby River. I'm writing to you on behalf of Dr. Ben Simmons at Wapiti Station. So yeah, Wapiti's real. There's people there. Dr. Ben Simmons. They're doing some stuff. They've got, they're higher up than us, aren't they? If they're able to call in the firemen without us knowing. And upon your return, someone from his office will want to speak to you as part of a wildlife risk assessment. I told them you have nothing to worry about, and your team's fire line's the most potent preventative measure in protecting their site. So there is a site. They're more than a mile away. I think they've got insurance companies to answer to. Thanks as always for your service. Are we to assume these people at the site have done away with
Holy
them?
crap.
Keep reading.
Oh, I just thought I would maybe, stop there, let the mystery percolate.
My mother always said I would meet someone who'd give me a taste of my own medicine.
They're running a research site out there. He was worried about wildfires.
Someone is writing down our conversations. And now we find out there's a research site out here that we don't know about? What are they researching?
Dementia? Us? I don't think it is
You and I
us.
aren't very interesting.
I think they're studying me.
Because of what happened to you before. Everything with Julia.
Yeah. Maybe they're studying the effects of something like that. Grief. Grief when you have no other choice but to be alone with your thoughts.
Right. We know that they're real. We've seen the fence. We've got the notes. Okay, so we're to assume they're real. But if you're having delusions, if you're having breakdowns, you should go, talk about this on Mental Monday. But seriously now, your delusions often, you're at the centre of a big thing, aren't you? Like the television's speaking to you, or you're getting messages from God. Like, it's always centred around you, and you are the centre of this whole. Your delusions are not often focused on somebody else, and you don't have to worry. Like, it's usually a conspiracy about you. And what he's describing to her is excessively delusional. You'd worry about his psychotic state, wouldn't you? You just worry about it.
They set up an entire
Do you know
site
what I mean?
just for you?
Maybe.
Ugh. I think we should allow for the possibility that this is all just a big misunderstanding, but God, if you saw what you said you did, fuck, Henry.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. So what's next?
Well, I've got an app.
Pausing because the kilobytes are dropping. Oh, it saw that I paused it and it bumped them right back up. Thank you very much.
So I can figure out
No,
a way
they're
to
down
go over
again.
the ravine and back towards the site.
Sounds good. Check in when you can, and keep an eye out for anyone following you.
Oh, we can't have kilobyte drop on the old broadcast. That would be bad, wouldn't it? Let me just shuffle some windows and just keep an eye on something. No, I think we're good, aren't we? Yeah, we're good. We're good. So yeah, it could have been stuck on tree sap, couldn't it? Or with that little trowel and the poo, maybe. So yeah, I've got this note. I've read it. It makes me feel like I'm delusional. I'm going to keep it. The kilobytes are dropping. Don't drop kilobytes. Hey, check 1 2. What time is it now? 5 o'clock. Okay, I'll tell you what. If we're having kilobytes trouble, this is a good point. A good point to save and alight. Save game. Save game. Just going to do it twice just to make sure. Big face. Kilobytes are back up now, of course. As soon as I've done that, the kilobytes are right back up, aren't they? Of course, as soon as I've done that. Oh no, they're joking around again. The kilobytes are right back up, aren't they? So, my little puckos, I'm going to take the doggy for a walk, come back, get back on the internet talking to you. Them's the plans. Of course, best laid plans of mice and men, Afghan, and quite often I say I'm going to get back on next day, that evening, and then things come up and I can't do it. But that's the intent. I want to finish off this Firewatch. I want to get on to the writing of the script of the. We're doing an art review at the end, talking about these themes, male's place in America, and those sort of things. So yeah, you be good. See, the kilobytes are working now that I've stopped it. You be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty.